All right, it is December 5th, and here are our daily NBA predictions here on the channel. We've been predicting every single NBA game here in 2024 and, of course, into 2025, and here are our predictions for Thursday, December 5th. And before we get into the video, folks, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily NBA predictions here on the channel. We posted our college basketball predictions, or our best bets for college basketball, about an hour ago here on the channel as well, so go make sure to check out that video if you have not yet. Our NFL predictions were posted to the channel yesterday, and our college football predictions were posted a couple days ago, as well as our UFC 310 predictions with Alexandre Pantoja and Kai Asakura in the main event for the Flyweight Championship. Now, before we get into the predictions themselves, folks, make sure to join us tomorrow. It was supposed to be today, but now tomorrow for our 20,000 subscriber special video. We're going to announce a giveaway of sorts, and of course, to enter in that giveaway, you have to be subscribed to the channel and follow on Instagram as well. So link to that is in the description down below. But we'll have more details for that giveaway tomorrow during the 20,000 subscriber special. So make sure to join us for that. But of course, let's now get into the first of our 8 predictions here today, and we start things off in Cleveland, Ohio, for the Cavaliers and the Denver Nuggets. I'm going with the Cavaliers to win the basketball game. They are getting 4.5 in this one. We're going to take that as well. Denver did come back and beat the Warriors in their last game, had a big lead, had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, in the third quarter, and blew it, came back at the very end of that game and ended up winning it. So good for the Nuggets. They are slowly figuring it out, actually quickly figuring things out. They are on the up and up in the Western Conference, and then you got teams like the Los Angeles Lakers who continue to just crash and burn. Sucks. The Nuggets are 11-8, though. They're currently the 8th seed in the Western Conference. They're playing better basketball right now, but I do worry about this team some, again, going on the road and taking on an elite team like the Cleveland Cavaliers. Don't get me wrong, the Nuggets are good, but I do worry about them some taking on a really good team in the Cavs. Again, Jokic is great, but Jamal Murray has been struggling this year, and really defensively, the Nuggets just aren't good. Watching that Warriors game and just watching them over the course of the season, this team just doesn't play defense. Their way of playing defense is kind of how the Lakers play defense too. They just hope the opposing team misses shots, because the Nuggets don't play good defense. They leave guys wide open. Obviously, again, Jokic does literally everything for this team. 38 points in the win over the Warriors. They don't play defense, and really the supporting cast around Jokic hasn't been all that great this season. I'll say Michael Porter Jr. has been good. Jamal Murray really has not been all that great this season. Christian Brown hasn't been bad, but I don't know. Aaron Gordon hasn't been great since coming off the injury. Russell Westbrook is just, you know, sometimes Russ will have a night, but ultimately Russ hasn't been amazing. I do like Strother coming off the bench. He's not horrible, but I don't know. The Nuggets don't feel like they have the same firepower from last season, obviously, and the year before. But again, that's not saying Denver's a bad team. I just wouldn't say they're the favorite right now to win the Western Conference. Obviously, again, I think that is the Oklahoma City Thunder still. But again, we've got a lot of season left to go, obviously. The Cavaliers, I don't know if you want to call them the favorites in the East right now, either them or the Boston Celtics, but Cleveland's playing great basketball, obviously, led by Donovan Mitchell, who's averaging 24 points tonight. You got Darius Garland, you get Evan Mobley, you get Jared Allen. I mean, all around, again, this is a very solid Cleveland team. Coming off that win in their last game over the Washington Wizards, obviously, again, everyone does that to the Washington Wizards, but Cleveland, of course, prior to that, beating the Boston Celtics, back-to-back L's to the Atlanta Hawks, who currently have a 5-game winning streak. They'll get the Lakers tomorrow night, and guys, stay tuned for tomorrow, but I think we're breaking our streak of picking the Lakers in every single game. We've done it in 22 games in a row, and guys, I'm going to have to take the Hawks tomorrow, I think. I can't. I don't know. Atlanta's really good. They won again yesterday. They're a good basketball team. They upset the Bucks like we told you they were going to do as 5.5-point dogs on the road. Atlanta's playing great ball right now. Anyways, back to this game. We're taking the Cavaliers at home. Again, I just don't think the Nuggets have the all-around pieces to beat Cleveland in this game. Give me the Cavaliers to take care of business and win the game on the road, or sorry, at home against the Denver Nuggets. Next up, we go on to Washington. The Washington Wizards host the Dallas Mavericks. Again, the daily, or, you know, the Washington Wizards pop up again. And you know what? The Wizards, I'll say it like I do every single game they play, they are just bad. The game against the Cavaliers the other day, everything we expected happened. Which, again, we talk about the Hawks' success, and it's just weird because Washington's 2-17. Their only 2 wins this season are in back-to-back outings in October against the Atlanta Hawks. Obviously, the Hawks are playing much better since then, but it's just weird, right? For Washington, though, I mean, God, it's really bad. 15 straight losses. It's going to be 18, obviously. I don't think this team wins another game for the rest of the calendar year, if I'm being honest. They're just that bad. And the problem, again, we always say with Washington is it's not even like they're playing close games. Like the Pistons last year in their big losing streak, they'd have some close games at times. The Wizards, none of their games are close. None of them. They just lost by 40 points in their last game. 30, still. It's horrible. They don't play close games. They get blown out every single night. On top of that, Kuzma's hurt, not playing. Corey Kispert's hurt off the bench. It's just, it's bad. The Mavericks are going to absolutely decimate this team. And honestly, anybody can decimate this Wizards team, but it feels free at this point. Just take someone to blow out the Wizards. And that's exactly what we expect to happen here. I don't care who's playing for the Mavs, even though, again, they have Luka, they have Kyrie. They're going to dominate this Wizards squad. Again, who is, lacking their best player, regardless of what you think of Kyle Kuzma. He's the best guy on this Wizards team, and he's not active for this game. Dallas absolutely dominates, 13.5 points. It's not going to be enough. The Wizards get blown out by every single team they play. Give me the Mavericks to win and give me them to cover the 13.5 points as well. Next up, we go on to New York and to Madison Square Garden. We've got the New York Knicks taking on the Charlotte Hornets. I am taking the Hornets to cover this line. It is 14.5 points. The Hornets get more points than the Washington Wizards do, a team that hasn't covered a big line in a while, which is crazy to me. I get it. Charlotte's lost 6 games in a row, but Charlotte has covered in every single game they've played. In these last 6 that they've lost, they have covered this 14.5 point line. I don't understand. Is Brandon Miller not playing? He is. No Miles Bridges. That sucks. Saluan. I don't know how to say his name, I'll be honest. He'll probably slide into the starting lineup, if not Nick Richards, maybe. But I get it. Trey Mann's not playing. Obviously, LaMelo's out for a while. That means, again, we don't rely on the Hornets to actually win games. But we can say, all right, they're going to cover. 14.5 points is crazy. Guys, what just happened a week ago when these two teams played? I get it was in Charlotte, but Charlotte played this team really close, lost the game by 1 point. Brandon Miller has done a great job as the number one for this Hornets team post the LaMelo injury, obviously. 20 points in the Knicks loss, 32 in the loss to the Hawks, 34 in the loss yesterday or 2 days ago to the Philadelphia 76ers. Brandon Miller's done a decent job, obviously. And sure, the Knicks are good. I'm not doubting that they're going to win the basketball game. Obviously, they will. 14.5 points? I know they just beat the Magic by 15, but we literally just saw these two teams play, and the Hornets were able to stay in the basketball game. And the Hornets, despite the injuries, have been able to stay in every game that they've played. I'm not saying they're going to win, by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think they keep it close. Give me Charlotte to cover the 14.5 points. Maybe they lose by 10, still. Not a close, somewhat of a close game, but we still cover. Again, 14.5 points is a lot for any team in the association, not named the Washington Wizards. Give me the Hornets to cover, but again, we're taking the minus 1,400 favorites in the New York Knicks. Next up, we move on to the 6. We go to Toronto, Ontario, Canada for the Toronto Raptors and the Oklahoma City Thunder. I was a little bit split on the spread for this pick, honestly, because the Raptors have been playing better, obviously, back-to-back wins over the Heat and the Pacers. Now, beating the Pacers is not difficult, which sucks because, again, my squads, the Lakers lose by 40 points yesterday, and then the Pacers put up like 30 points in the first half against the Nets and just can't recover in the second. They cut it to like 4, but never had the lead. The high-scoring Pacers put up 90 points at the Barclays Center last night. 8-game losing streak for the Pacers on the road. It's ridiculous. Regardless, so I was a little bit split on should we take the Raptors here? But no, guys, OKC's still the best team in the Western Conference, and I firmly believe that. One loss to the Rockets doesn't really, dictate how I feel about this team. I think, again, with Isaiah Hartenstein in the lineup, this team is good. Obviously, he's been in the lineup for a little bit now. I know, again, he's no Chet, obviously, who's one of the best bigs in the entire league. But they'll be fine again in this basketball game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander deserves looks for MVP this season. I'm serious. Let's look at the MVP odds on FanDuel right now. I'm curious what it is. Let's see. Let's look at this together here. Here we go. All right. FanDuel. It's not legal in my state, but it's fine. Where is MVP? I clicked on MVP. Where is MVP? Okay. Is there no MVP? This is ridiculous. I clicked on. All right, we're just going to go on Vegas Insider. All right. Jokic plus 150, Shea plus 320, Tatum plus 550, Giannis, Luka, Ant, 80 should not be anywhere near this anymore. Makes sense. Shea's second. If there's voter fatigue around Nikola Jokic, then yeah, maybe it does actually go to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He should win it. I'll be honest. The way he's playing right now, and in the absence of Chet Holmgren as well, I don't mind Shai getting a look. I get it. Jokic has been playing great. I've been saying Jokic is the best player in the game for a while now, but I think Shai is really deserving of this award as well. And I think the Thunder are going to go on the road here and obviously beat the Raptors. And on top of that, I think they'll cover the spread as well. Again, this little Raptors run needs to end. I get it again. They play 10 times better up in Canada than they do in the United States. And, RJ Barrett's been on a little run here. Crazy run. RJ Barrett, 25 points in the loss to the Heat, 37 in the rematch in the win against the Heat, and then 35 in the win over the Pacers. And Jakob Poeltl has been an excellent big for this Raptors team as well. RJ Barrett, man, averaging 24 points a game, but still like the Thunder. This team's just better. They're the all-around better squad. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is an elite player in this league, and I think the Thunder do get it done. Give me OKC on the road to beat the Raptors and to cover the 9.5 points. Why? Because they're the best team in basketball. Next up, we go to the FedEx Forum here in Memphis, Tennessee. We've got the Sacramento Kings taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. We're taking the Grizzlies because the Kings are just unreliable. That's what the Kings are. Let's just be honest, guys. Somehow, some way, they beat the Rockets. I don't know how it happened, but they did it. Good for them. They're not winning back-to-back games. If I've learned anything about this Kings team all year long, is that they can't win back-to-back games. They haven't won back-to-back games since pre-election times. So I don't care. It's been a month. They're not winning back-to-back games. They're not going to Memphis and winning this game, all right? The Kings right now feel like they are incapable of putting together back-to-back good victories. And for the Grizzlies, they just lost the game. I don't think they lose back-to-back games either, right? They were on a 6-game winning streak. They dropped one of the Mavericks on the road. No shame in that. We thought that was going to happen. Now I think they regroup and beat the Kings in this basketball game. Memphis has just been playing better basketball this year. It's that simple. They shoot better than Sacramento, and they are able to win without their, they're able to win without their best scorer scoring 50 points a night, right? Like, they're an all-around just better team. The bench unit for Memphis is where they're going to win this game. Again, we say it all the time with Sacramento. Their bench unit's getting better, obviously, because they got guys back. So now it's Kevin Huerter, Keon Ellis, Jay Crowder, Alex Len / Isaac Jones, whoever gets to play. Trey Lyles is still out. But, it is improving for Sacramento. But regardless, even when they are at full health, the Sacramento bench unit's not that good. I don't mind DeMar DeRozan on this team, but I don't think he necessarily helps them all that much. I kind of like the dynamic they had last year, obviously. I think Memphis is the better squad. I like the matchup between Ja and De'Aaron, obviously. But I think, again, Jaren Jackson might be the best big on this court, if I'm being honest. I like Sabonis a lot, but I think Jaren Jackson might be the best big man on this court tonight. I like Memphis to go win at home again. They're getting 4.5 points. That's fine. Also, Sacramento, again, is incapable of winning back-to-back games. They're 10-12 in the season. They're incapable of putting together some good wins. Obviously, that's why they're under 500, and they have an even worse record than the Los Angeles Lakers, okay? So I don't trust the Kings to do anything of note. I'm taking Memphis to win this game at home, and we are also taking the Grizzlies to cover the 4.5 points. Next up, we go on to New Orleans. Why? Guys, why is this line this close? I don't understand it. I really don't. I get it. Kevin Durant's out. I get it. Durant's out for a week. I don't care. We're still auto-fading the Pelicans, guys. We have our official ban list now. There's an actual sheet, all right? So you can see it for yourselves. The New Orleans Pelicans are the first team. Then obviously La Tech football. You got Jacksonville State basketball. You've got San Diego basketball. And you got High Point University basketball as well. That's all fun and games. But again, the first team to ever be put on the ban list right there, are the New Orleans Pelicans. They will remain on the ban list. Is Brandon Ingram not even playing tonight? Ingram might not even play. I get it, McCollum's back, DeJounte Murray. Oh, that's great. Guys, the Pelicans still have not won a game. They've won one game. They beat the Pacers November 1st. They've won 4 games all year is a better way to put it. They're 4-15. They started the season 3-3. They're now 4-18. Sorry. Their one win is over the Nuggets, which is weird, but I believe that was a game Jokic didn't play. DeJounte Murray still hasn't been good, I'll be honest, for this Pelicans team. Obviously suffered the injury in the opener, but DeJounte Murray's really been struggling. 13 points a game. I get it. He's still adjusting to being back in the swing of things, but it's been 6 games now. CJ McCollum's been their best guy, but even if Ingram plays tonight, I still like the Suns. Zion's obviously still out, and the Suns, I get it. No Kevin Durant out a couple weeks. That's fine. Nurkic out too. That sucks. But who are the Pelicans starting at center this game? It might be Daniel Theis because of their injuries. Okay, sure. Phoenix is going to be fine. Trust me. D-Book's still playing. Bradley Beal's still playing. Grayson Allen's still coming off the bench. I don't care. Mason Plumlee might get inserted in the starting lineup. That's fine. Give me Phoenix to win the basketball game. I don't care. I do not care. I'm still not taking the Suns. I'm still not taking the Pelicans. I get it again. Phoenix has injuries, but we're fine laying it in this game. -120 for the Phoenix Suns, -1.5, whatever you want to interpret that. We're okay with it. Give me the Phoenix Suns to go on the road and take care of business in New Orleans. The Pelicans are still banned again. And Ingram might not even play. Again, it's a huge opportunity, yes, for the Pelicans to finally win a basketball game. But I just don't care. I really don't. Yeah, give me the Suns to take care of business on the road here in New Orleans. We go on to our next game here. We go to San Antonio. We've got the San Antonio Spurs taking on the Chicago Bulls. Another interesting line. I'm surprised San Antonio is only getting 2.5. Why? It's because Victor Wembanyama is not playing, obviously. But still, even without Wemby, I feel like this team is much better than a Bulls team that is going to be without Kobe White. Obviously, Lonzo's still out. And no Patrick Williams. I get it, Levine, Vooch, they're scorers. But we've said it time in and time out with the Bulls all season. Their problem is obviously they can't play defense. They don't know how to play defense. And sure, Lonzo Ball being out is a contributor to that as well, because Lonzo is probably their best perimeter defensive guy on this team. And Lonzo's still dealing with those injuries, right? There's no doubting that the Bulls are able to score. Levine, Vooch, White, Giddey can play make. They've got guys who can score. Dosunmu. But Patrick Williams is really the only guy on that team that plays good defense, and Patrick Williams isn't even playing tonight. The Spurs, I get it, no Victor Wembanyama, but Zach Collins is not horrible off the bench. He's no Wemby, obviously, but in games that Wemby doesn't play, they still go very heavy relying on their big, and Zach Collins can just slide into the starting lineup and produce. Chris Paul's been great as a veteran and able to pass the rock and whatnot for the Spurs. He will take his occasional three like he did hitting the dagger in Sacramento the other night. Stephon Castle's been a great rookie. I think if you want to rank the rookies so far this season, it's obviously Jared McCain 1, and I think you're hard-pressed to, find a better 2-3 than Stephon Castle and Dalton Knecht. I would slightly put Dalton Knecht over Stephon Castle, but Knecht's been struggling recently. Maybe Castle is your number 2. But obviously, again, those have been the 3 best rookies this season, I think, personally, in McCain, Knecht, and Castle. But San Antonio, they'll be fine in this game. The Bulls don't play defense, and the Spurs are still at home. No Wemby, okay, yeah, that does suck. That is their identity. But Zach Collins, again, in replacement for Wembanyama, he's no Victor Wembanyama, but when they need him, Zach Collins is not that bad. There was one game this season where Collins came in, put up 25 points in replacement for Wemby when Wemby was injured. The Spurs will be fine in this game. They will. And again, the Bulls are missing 2 of their starting pieces as well. Yes, Wemby not playing sucks, but at the same time, the Bulls are without Kobe White and they're without Patrick Williams. I feel fine taking the San Antonio Spurs in this basketball game. I think they win at home, and I think they cover the 2.5 points as well. We go on to our final game of the night. We go to San Francisco, to the Chase Center. We have got the Golden State Warriors hosting the Houston Rockets. I get it, the Rockets are coming off a loss to the Sacramento Kings, but we've been telling you about the decline of the Golden State Warriors. And who else isn't playing tonight for the Warriors? Steph Curry, Draymond Green. Yeah, that's difficult. Draymond, okay, yeah, whatever. No Curry means no victories. We've been telling you again the Warriors fall off is going to happen, and we are witnessing it in person, guys. 5 games in a row they've lost. Spurs, Nets, Thunder, Suns, Nuggets make it 6 against the Houston Rockets. The Rockets are confusing, don't get me wrong, they're really weird. They've got one of the most confusing players in the league in Jalen Green. Sometimes he's great, sometimes he's absolutely horrid. For the most part, he's usually horrid, but he'll randomly come up and give you 40 points. It's weird. Game against the Kings, the team sucked, but Jalen Green gave you 28 points. It's weird. The Rockets are just a weird squad. That's how I will put them. But they're second right now in the Western Conference. They're 15-7. Jalen Green somehow still leads their team in points after his last performance. And the Rockets will win this game very easily. Very easily. What are the Warriors without Steph Curry? I get it. They kind of held it together early in the season when Curry went out for a couple weeks. But the problem is Buddy Hield's not playing like Buddy Hield was back then. That's the difference, guys. Hield was able to keep them together earlier in the season with his shooting. Now Hield, again, still averaging 14 points a night, but not doing what he was doing at the very start of the season. The Warriors fans are like, we found our next Klay Thompson. Well, you found what Klay was last year, which, again, good, but not obviously Klay, the Klay that we remember. We're taking the Rockets in this basketball game. I don't think it's too hot of a take. -3.5, I think it should be more. No Steph Curry means no wins for the Warriors. They've lost 5 in a row. They didn't look particularly great. At points in that Nuggets game, they looked good in the start of the fourth quarter, but at the end of the quarter, they just couldn't hit a shot to save their lives. They lost the game by 4 points. Lost to Phoenix by 8, lost to OKC by 4, lost to Brooklyn by 8, but the Nets beat everybody, and they lost to the Spurs. Their last win, of course, happens to be the lowly New Orleans Pelicans, but they didn't even cover that game, and everyone covers against the Pelicans. Give me Houston to win. We like the confusing Rockets with Jalen Green, with Alfred Sengun, with Fred VanVleet and company, and Dylan Brooks. We like the Rockets to go on the road to the Chase Center to San Francisco and beat the Golden State Warriors. So, folks, that'll do it for our NBA predictions here on December 5th. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more daily NBA predictions here on the channel. Make sure to comment if you disagree with any of the picks. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.